Chapter 67, The Nature Sisters Cometh. It starts with Riley and Lainey were reading books in Lainey's jungle room while listening to music on the radio. Lainey, this sure is peaceful, huh, Riley? Riley, you said it, Lainey. Reading is a perfect way to take your mind off everything stressful. Lainey, true to that. As they read, the music was interrupted by a news report. News reporter, attention. Attention. We interrupt this program to bring you this urgent warning. Chandler Henderson has just escaped from the Kalamazoo Regional Mental Hospital. He is extremely dangerous and the police believe he is out for revenge. Lock all your doors and windows immediately. Lainey, panicked, Chandler has escaped. Riley, who is Chandler? Lainey, you would hate him, Riley. He's a kid that went to my school a while back. He is the worst bully in my school. His favorite target was me. He used to beat me up all the time until I stood up to him. I beat him and he revealed a diabolical plot to burn down the school and frame JD for it. He is a homicidal maniac and he tried to hurt some of my friends by having his birthday party at the sewage treatment plant and have another party at the nuclear power plant. Riley, whoa. This guy sounds like he's a monster. Lainey, he is really bad. He makes the worst kid killers look like saints compared to him. Even though he hasn't killed anyone. Riley, we have to stop him. Lainey, yeah. Let's. But let's tell everyone first. Lainey and Krista and Riley went to tell us. Lori, are you serious? Luna, that narcissistic psycho Chandler escaped and is out to get us? Luan, that little jerk just can't take a hint. Lynn, I'm gonna go pulverize that arrogant little jerk into oblivion. Lenny, save seconds for me. Lainey, guys. This is my fight. It's me he wants. I'm the one that beat him up, so it's my fight. Lincoln, okay. Let's let Lainey fight him. She beat him before and she can do it again. Linka, I agree. Starfire, if Lainey can do it then we can't stop her. Robin, I agree. Cyborg, me too. You can do it, little missy. Lainey, thanks guys. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 20 minutes later, Lainey was standing outside in the block where the loud house once stood and she was ready for action. She had her scarf tied around her waist and her wings were spread. As she waited, everyone in the block was locking their doors and closing their windows tight. Lainey. Lainey saw her neighbor Mr. Grouse. Lainey, Mr. Grouse. Good to see you again. Mr. Grouse, you too. Go pulverize that menace to society. Lainey, I will. I'll make him pay for everything he has done. Mr. Grouse closed his window and locked it tight. Lainey was waiting until she saw a fence shatter and out of the dust was Chandler. Lainey, hello Chandler. Chandler, Scarfy. How nice of you to save me the trouble of having to hunt you down. Lainey, I thought we were rid of you for good, Chandler. How did you escape from the asylum? Chandler, it's quite a story if you don't mind my bragging. Cuts to a flashback. Chandler sees that his cell was left unguarded for a while and he used a lockpick made from a discarded bobby pin that he kept in his pants pocket and he picked the lock and opened the door and knocked out a guard and took his billy club. Then he disabled the guards and got out fast as the lockdown alarm sounded. Flashback ends. Lainey, that was genius. You surprised me. But I will not be holding back like I did in the school. Chandler, I won't go easy on you either. Lainey, bring it on you, psycho. Lainey charged and punched him in the face and kicked him in the nose. Blood was pouring out of Chandler's nose. Chandler, you bratty girl. You broke my nose. Lainey, I'm about to break more than that. Lainey kicked him in the stomach and punched him in the mouth and knocked some of his teeth out. Lainey then used her plant powers and vines wrapped around Chandler and they threw him into the sky and Lainey flew up and pile-drived him into the street with incredible force. Crabworm. Me, holy mackerel. Very, unbelievable. Aline, Lainey destroyed him. When the dust and smoke cleared, Chandler was in a crater mangled up. Lainey, you're finished, Chandler. You will never terrorize all of Royal Woods again. Lainey started walking away. But Chandler somehow got up out of the hole and was in a lot of pain. Lainey saw this. Lainey, how did you survive that beating? Chandler, I've gained some new tricks since we last fought. You see, I made a deal. Lainey, what deal? Chandler, I sold my soul to the devil for the power to destroy all of my enemies. I now can do this. Chandler then shocked everyone by forming evil plant monster vines that were thirsty for blood, and they had spit dripping from their mouths that was acid. Lainey, you now have plant powers like me. Chandler, yes I do. But the name Chandler Henderson is no more. Call me Carnivora. Evil laughter. Lainey, so this is what it's like to have an arch nemesis. Chandler/Carnivora, so it is. Lainey notices something around Chandler's neck. It was an evil-looking medallion. Lainey, in her head, that medallion must be the source of his power, and I'll bet that his life force is linked to it. Destroy it and Chandler dies. Lainey formed a plant vine and ripped the monster apart. Riley was watching the battle in sheer amazement from a different angle. But she started thinking about how to help Lainey. Riley, in her head, I have to do something to help Lainey. I wish I had the power to help her out. A leaf suddenly appeared out of nowhere and touched Riley on her forehead, and leaves, flower petals, and blades of grass swirled around her in a tornado. When it died down, Riley was forever changed. She had green clothes that were like rays in Star Wars 7, and she had wings made of leaves, and she had a green leaf emblazoned on her forehead. Riley, whoa. I feel strange, and why does my back feel so heavy? Riley's eyes were now emerald green, and she saw her wings and she was in shock. Riley, where'd these wings come from? Wait a second. Riley then grew a blueberry bush with her left hand. Riley, I have plant powers like Lainey. This is awesome. Sees her clothes. I have awesome clothes. Green was never my favorite color, but I like it now. Now it's time to help out. Riley flew over to Lainey and she formed a cactus pistol and fired a cactus ball, and it hit Chandler in the head and he screamed in excruciating pain. Riley, Lainey. Riley landed by Lainey and Lainey gasped in shock. Lainey, Riley, you have plant powers too? Riley, yet. I just got them. I don't know how this happened, but I now have plant powers like you do. Lainey, I can see that. Maybe JD can look this up when we get back. He has a really cool book about all the legends of the world, and he may tell you how you got your powers. Riley, maybe. But let's kick Chandler's butt into oblivion. Lainey, yet. Chandler pulled the cactus ball out of his head, and Lainey and Riley dealt him a fly swatter kick and sent him flying, and they both formed vines and they entangled Chandler, and two more vines appeared and they had mouths and they squirted acid into Chandler's eyes and burned him as he screamed in excruciating pain. Lainey and Riley flew up to him and punched and kicked him into the next century. Lainey ripped the necklace off of him and the vines let him go. Chandler felt that his necklace was gone. Chandler, give me my necklace back. Lainey, not this time. Join the rest of your family in the netherworld. Lainey dropped it onto the ground and crushed it, shattering it into 1,000 pieces. A beam of light hit Chandler and he became a skeleton and became a pile of dust. Riley, whoa. What happened to him? Lainey, when I destroyed the necklace, the deal he made was broken. His life force was linked to it and the devil took him to the netherworld. Riley, well, good riddance. Lainey, yet. I'm finally free. Lainey broke down crying and Riley comforted her. Her nightmare was finally over. Riley, it's all right, Lainey. Just let it all out. Just let it all out. Me, Very, Aline, Jesse, Woody, Jerry, Naruto and the girls, Suzuki, Kakashi, Robin, Cyborg, Beast Boy, Starfire, Raven, Terra, Cole, Bumblebee, Volcana, Argent, The Eds, the Loud siblings, Lynn Sr., Rita, and Joey came over. Riley revealed everything. Lainey was still crying and I looked up how Riley got her powers in my Legends book. The police were with us. I found it. Riley was given plant powers because of the leaf of Ninsar, the goddess of plants in Sumerian mythology. She gives her powers over all of plants to anyone who is more than willing to help others in need. But they can only be given to that person when they are witnessing a battle with another who has been given plant powers because of the Diamond of Gaia. Lori, that's amazing. Riley, this must be a huge shock to you. Riley, yes it is. I now have powers like most of you. Bill, this is quite a shock. Jill, what do you think? Jill, I think Riley looks awesome with plant powers. Lynn Sr., trust me Bill. We were shocked to discover that Lainey got plant powers because of the Diamond of Gaia. But soon some more of our family started getting powers one by one. Bill, I can believe it Lynn. Your family is amazing. Luna, poor Lainey. She must be so overjoyed now that her nightmare is over. Riley, actually, she destroyed Chandler. Not only is her nightmare over but she technically made her first kill. Lainey, crying hard, it's true guys. I killed Chandler. I'm so sorry. Luna, oh Lainey, it's not your fault dude. Lainey, you had to do what was right. You saved a lot of people today. Naruto, J.DS right Lainey. I know what it's like to make your first kill. When you're a shinobi, killing is part of our job. We have to do whatever it takes to protect everyone. Sakura, that's right. We may not like it but sometimes we will have no choice but to kill. Sasuke, yet. I know it's hard but we are still human. Kakashi, it's hard Lainey. Sometimes people will have to kill to not only protect themselves but also to protect those that they care about the most. Officer Paul, I know how you feel Lainey. But the truth is that Chandler was one of those people that will never change. Officer Stacy, he's right. Chandler was a total maniac and a criminal that will never be rehabilitated. You and Riley saved us all Lainey. We can't thank you enough for it. Lainey starts to feel better. Lainey, yet. You know you're right. I am still human with or without plant powers. Thank you guys. I feel much better now. But I think I may need to go see a counselor at school. That's a very wise decision Lainey. Officer Paul, I agree. Officer Stacy, me too. Very. Nonetheless I'm glad Chandler's gone for good. In all honesty his parents created a monster. Lincoln, I can't argue with that. He was a jerk and I'm glad he got what he deserves. Linka, I think his parents were spoiling him rotten big time and it destroyed his mind. He was a terrorist in the making. Luan, I agree with you on that Linka. Luna, me too dudes. Lucy, me too. The spirits told me that he's in the netherworld as we speak suffering for the consequences of his crimes. Lisa, I concur with Lincoln on this one. Chandler was a ferocious homicidal maniac and I also concur with the officers. Some criminals cannot be changed or reformed in the criminal justice system. Lana, yet. They just keep ruining everyone's lives and the world is better off without them. Lola, yet. Those creeps are monsters that need to be destroyed. Lily, indubitably. Penny, I can't argue with that. Officer Stacy, well have a good rest of your night everyone. Bye officers. Thank you again. The next week, Lainey went to the school counselor every day for the week at 1:30 p.m. and she was cured after some sessions. Lainey was now the biggest hero of the second grade and a big celebrity but she didn't let the fame and notoriety go to her head. Lainey and Riley were now known as the Sisters of Nature. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete. This idea just came out of the blue. I found this to be an interesting one for me. But the ending of this chapter was a little dark. This was a challenge for me. Let me know what you all think. See you next time. Star Wars 7 mentions belong to Disney and Lucasfilm. Star Wars 8 is now in theaters, hooray!